Zreda. Yeah, Zambreros. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to everyone who just joined from Zreda's stream. The Zambrero raid. Yeah, sure, that sounds like a great name to call it, actually. The Zambrero raid. How you guys are doing? Back here with more Jedi Shadow Story. Just cleaning up my inventory. I'll turn the system sound on too. Cleaning up my inventory real quick. Is that right? Well, yeah, this could be the stream for you then. That is the case. Too much filth for Z stream. Fair enough. Well, we're continuing the story here, so heading into Cam Basin Mine. Yeah, doing alright actually. Zoda, thanks for asking. We're here in where I'm living in a lockdown at the moment. Yeah, Quesh is where I am. Last week, finished the Jedi Shadow side of the story. Just got the rest of the. Oh, have a talent point available as well. Yeah, just have the Quesh storyline to go now. What do I want? I like this one actually. Hey, Joe, how did you get hooked on? Did you get hooked on the Old Republic now? And are you still looking for a fight? Fair enough. Oh, I see. Yeah, that sounds like it makes. Yeah, that would be hard. So long in between days when I play this character that I actually forget how to play often. Gotta kill these assault captains. Yeah, nope. How are you guys going anyway? Thanks for the raid again, Zrada. How are you going? It's in his name. 9 hours. Wow. Can I type? I don't know if I can type. No, I can. Nice. Wasn't sure if my streaming software lets me do the emojis, but it does. Yeah, 9 hours. That's a long time. Tried to do some large streams, but I think about 3 hours is the most I've managed so far. What were you playing for 9 hours? Joe, you're going to do 9 hours as well. I'll be... Alright, I'll see if I can tune in. Friday's normally my day off, so I stream... I'll stream in the afternoon. Usually 8. Yeah, Oh man, you did, did a bunch of stuff. I've tried doing a couple of games per, like, in a different stream. I think it's better to stick to just one, but yeah, so far this is this game I've enjoyed most to stream, I think. And unemployed writer. How's life in New Zealand at the moment? Luffy? Flooding. Oh yeah, I saw that on the news actually just before. It's working out some travel bubble details or something. Is that right? Where's the flooding? Flooding in Canterbury. Yeah, right. I used to travel a fair bit to Christchurch when I lived there. It's quite the opposite here at the moment. You probably copped all the rain that we had last week. Yeah, we had pretty nice days here. But flooding doesn't sound great. Hopefully that's not a big issue. Doesn't cause issues for you. I've got to get up here, and I don't know. This way maybe. Right. Is that video editing for part of school work? Be pretty high in demand kind of job at the moment, I would imagine. Way more important than school or work. Okay. Welcome to anyone who has just joined me, by the way. Thanks for stopping by. For your own purposes, okay.
I secured our mine. The Empire will think twice before striking our workers again.
Fantastic. We mustn't lose the trap of Quesh venom to the Empire. Wouldn't you agree, Major?
Of course. Granted, the Imperial base won't likely be vulnerable again, but at least we have the miners on our side.
Kuchuso yomati. Chitoya namki noya. Joskanoi. Paguta palco. Chopting wampa. La hagua kilia joska.
When our own attempts to process the Quesh venom failed, we were forced to find outside assistance. Be careful what you say to Broga. He's a very dangerous Hutt.
Dealing with Hutts is never safe or wise.
Guy moves awfully fast for a Hutt.
I am the one to see if you need results.
An army of Hutt cartel droids are advancing on our factories. The three families are technically working with us without the permission of the Hutt cartel. The Empire has forced the cartel to label them traitors.
I may have a plan, General. If you can draw the attention of the droids at the factory, my men can flank their army.
I'll get their attention, even if I have to tell knock-knock jokes.
I'll leave this in your hands, then. Stop the droids. Protect any workers left inside the factory. Then report back here. Good luck.
I'd better get the troops marching.
Putula musta, wobralik tampio, do pushi wampa. Koptulia do boto tuana wanki slemo, poya tukadanga.
Doesn't skip tail day. That's fantastic. What did I just train? I think I just got a new skill. This one. Chocolate down there. Yeah, he moved very fast for a hut. Anyway, back to the missions. So how is Mass Effect going, Zoda? I'm just watching him play it the other day. Still very tempted to buy it. Might wait till it's on sale, but yeah, it brings back a lot of memories. Oh yeah, the scanning planets, I remember that. Because you need that for the resources to make stuff, right? From memory. Right, I think we're just gonna murder a bunch of droids here. Actually, can you really murder droids? The worm boss. I don't remember the worm boss. I don't think they're sentient AI. I think they're just... Oh, well, actually... No, they can think for themselves, so... Yeah, they must be. Where do I need to go here? Down this lift. Scraping an extensive blaster. Yeah, something like that. What server were you playing on, SWTOR? We could do a co-stream, you and me and Joe. Just started playing as Mandalorian. Sure where I'm going here. Collect more of these adrenals anyway. These ones. Starforge, I think it's called. But yeah, righto. Get rid of this guy. Yeah, I've got a couple of characters that I'm only just starting out with. What have I got left? Oh, I just got to destroy more droids. Well, that's should be fairly easy. These ones, the command droids. Welcome to everybody else in the stream, by the way. You are most welcome to say hello in chat. Got several guys in chat at the moment. Don't feel need to let Zerata dominate the conversation. And what's the other one? I meant to ask you as well. What's that? Is it called Rise of Rain? Something like that. I don't remember the name. I've never seen that one before. Is that like a indie? Risk of Rain, yeah. Is that like a indie game or a reboot, something like that? Yeah, I watched a couple of. What does it say? It's a roguelike. I don't know what that means. Sorry. I watched a couple of streams, you and Joe as well. Seems pretty full on. I'm kind of looking for a few other games that are good to stream. I've tried playing a bit of Path of Exile. That's been good. I don't know if you guys have played that. It's a lot like Diablo 2 or the Diablo series. But keep coming back to this one. It's hard to beat Star Wars. Okay. Understand.
Nice work in the factory. My men are routing the rest of the droid army as we speak. Good of you to join us. General?
We are ready to strike at the heart of the Imperial Army and regain control of this war. Our target is Imperial Moff Drayson, commander of Imperial operations on Quesh.
Will taking this man out really gain us much ground?
Without him, the Empire's operations will collapse. They'll have little choice but to abandon Quesh.
Moff Drayson is holed up in a heavily fortified palace. Your strike team must get inside, get to Drayson, and bring him back, preferably alive.
A child could do this.
Koptulial doboto tuanawankis lemo. Poya tukadanga.
Our scouts only found one route in.
Bomicha kulka. Dumaji. Taus azalas uval. Putula musta. Wobranik tampio. Tupushi wampa.
Somehow, even on non-poisonous planets, I don't think many assassins are brave enough to sneak through Hutt waste.
Ikunamo. Ubanjonalipa istimbo.
I doubt my commandos can make it through the front doors alive, but they will go down trying.
I'll take my chances with the noxious gas and traps in the sewers.
Very well. If all goes well, rendezvous with the 2nd Strike Team once you're in. I'll be here with enough men to defend Broga, in case the Empire decides to retaliate.
I will meet you here when the mission is complete. Good luck. The entire Republic is hoping for your success.
Righto. So, yeah, I'm just trying to think of a game that I can compare it to. I don't think I've played anything similar to that. Welcome to the stream, by the way, everyone who has just joined. Thanks for hanging out. Feel free to drop a message in chat there. Let me know how you're going. Most people usually skip this planet. Quesh is... well, I'll skip the storyline anyway. Quesh is not that important in the scheme of things. But interesting story nonetheless. Gotta go this way. Probably, I think this way should be quite easy. Stealth in. Actually, either way probably would have been easy. Just stealthing in. What? Go back out. Okay, so I got to the sewers, and then I got told I have to go to here. I'm guessing the army's approach didn't work. Guys who were storming the front. So other than the floods in New Zealand, life there's pretty good. Hope they're still in chat. Okay, I don't know why I had to come in this way. Oh well, you know.
The front entrance is secured, Master Jedi. My squad took a beating. We lost some good men, but we're ready to fight. There's bound to be trouble up ahead.
No need for alarm, Captain. Just follow me and we'll be fine.
You heard the order, men. Move out.
Let me ban that guy. The Republic Strikes Back is the name of this quest.
Welcome. I would offer you some of these excellent adrenals, but my warriors have used the last of them.
Spare me your bravado.
I hope you realize what an honor you have been given today. You will play a pivotal role in galactic history. Your deaths will be the final outrage that forces the Republic's hand. And now I think it is time to conclude this.
This kind of guys pop up every now and again. Just keep reporting him, keep
Do
banning
you
him.
think you've won? The Republic's hold on Quesh is at an end. I had no idea Jedi were so gullible. All of this has only been a diversion. You never had the strength or the courage to strike the Empire down. And you never will.
I'm going to start with you.
Good riddance. That Imperial scum got what was coming to him. You should go on ahead. General Corvan will meet you at the war camp to hear your report in person.
Back to the camp. Sith assassins. Can't be good.
Jonki fakota, jihopoda, jiotovo kise.
My word. I expected trouble when I lost contact with Broga and Major Trigg, but I never imagined this.
Bono na chatu, netutu boga.
Greetings, General.
Lord Magnus, I suppose it was only a matter of time before the Sith became involved in this war.
And you must be the little Jedi who's been helping them. Aren't you just precious? Is this really the best you could find, Corvan? You'll have my deepest condolences.
Quiet down. The grown-ups are talking now.
So temperamental. Do you know where your little friends are? It is with great sorrow that I must inform you of the defection of your valued servant and war hero, Major Trigue. You are standing in the midst of his handiwork. He killed his own soldiers to deliver Broga to me.
Chawa aiteya chachopa.
The hut is with me in your former venom mine. Another gift from Major Trigue.
We are done with this discussion.
Have I upset you? 1,000 pardons. Would you like these things back? Come to the mine and take them. My door is always open.
This is my fault. I should have seen it coming.
He needs to be stopped.
As it stands, Quesh is lost. There's little time to regain control before Republic Command orders us off the planet. We must stop Lord Magnus. And if the Major's turned against us, bring him to justice.
I won't let you down.
All our hopes rest on you now. Find Lord Magnus and Major Trigue. Put a stop to this. Save Broga if you can. I'll return to base to await your report. Good luck.
Alright, time to go after this traitor. Clear out some inventory space as well. At some stage. Let's hang on to these pieces though. Alright, off to kill this guy. It's one of the things that I really love about BioWare games is the light dark choices, good evil. And certainly in this game, of course, Star Wars based. Light side and dark side. This character is a bit conflicted at the moment. Yeah, I think this guy's got me last time as well. Probably heal up. It's been so long since I've done this particular mission. I honestly have no idea how this turns out. Kill this for the bonus, which I don't remember either. For some reason that didn't even count. Let's take these guys out instead. Defeat strong Imperial forces. Sure, I can do that. I think very soon I get a dot spread ability, which makes killing things a bit faster. Sith Master, take this guy down. Welcome to the stream, by the way, if you just joined me. Feel free to chuck a message in chat there. Let me know how you're going. I should totally use that line. Chuck another message on the Barbie. Here's an interesting fact actually about that line. Here in Australia we call them prawns, not shrimps. But in that, I think it's an ad, wasn't it? Throw another shrimp on the Barbie. In that ad, they changed it. So, because otherwise people would have no idea what the hell they were talking about. But yeah, we call them prawns. But I'm definitely going to use that line. These poisoned workers around, you're definitely going to have some workers' comp claims. So what else have you ever wanted to know about Australia? Other than Zambreros. I think I'm going to use that line too. If you want the Zambrero raid, sounds good.
Ikuramo, Ubanjoralipa Istimbo.
You have a reprieve for the moment, Hut. We have visitors. Major, come and greet our guests.
If this comes to violence, there's no way you can win.
Oh, bravado. How fascinating. No wonder Trig grew weary of the Republic.
The Republic is sick. Indecisive half-wits like Corvin make general while men of action get passed by. Despite all my talent and years of service, I'd have died a major in the Republic. The Empire will give me a fleet.
You betrayed and murdered the men who served under you for a promotion? What's wrong with you?
Indeed, life is unfair, innocents suffer, etc., etc. Are we done with expressing fruitless moral outrage now?
This guy's so gonna die.
What?
I've injected you with raw Quesh venom. Kill the Jedi, and I'll give you the antidote. Let's finish this.
Where'd this guy come from then? Heard the commotion, I guess.
Not much time left. I shouldn't have trusted them. Please, forgive me.
This is for all the men you betrayed.
Kulirado kaki kon kastrong jidoban. Mi bonawa tuipe te bagwa wadawanga.
Does the Empire know how to process Quesh venom now?
Kaptulia do boto wanawangi slemo. Poya tukatanga. Gadwachine boiga. Anulio okba kisa spita perupa. Chiliska tananga ime chaicho ronchika.
Giant spiders. Oh, I can tell you a story about a giant spider actually. Quite amusing. It's pulling out of my. I'd keep my car in a. It's not in a garage, not in a covered garage, anyway, just in a carport with a roof. I started driving out down my driveway. Its driveway's like 10 meters long. Got to the bottom of the driveway and I saw this spider on the So we drive on the right hand side of the car, right? So I'm looking to my right, and I saw this spider just here next to my mirror, the wing mirror, and I thought, oh, surely that can't be inside, and can't be inside the car. So I sort of like poked it a little bit like this, and it moved slightly. And I was like, okay, so I guess it is in the car. So fortunately I was at home, so I went inside, grabbed an ice cream container, empty ice cream container, and kind of scooped the spider into it.
I received word from Broga.
Yeah,
SWTOR
time to buy a new car.
operation
Yeah.
and eliminated the Empire's masterminds. Major Trig's death, unfortunate as it may be, brings justice to all the good men he betrayed. The Republic Army owes you a debt of gratitude.
Will the Empire withdraw? Does everything go back to normal now?
Not quite. It will take time to find and stamp out the remaining Imperial forces. As long as we remain here, you will be honored and welcomed.
Just punt it. Well, the thing is, right, I didn't want to, because I thought, yeah, I could just wind down the window, but I didn't want it to slide, because this kind of spider, like, it's sort of maybe this big, but it's really good at getting between really narrow gaps. So I didn't want to roll down the window and just have it go down with the window into the door of the car.
Take a look at the stock. What can I get you?
So yeah, I had to get it out of there.
Appreciate your business.
I have to open these. Yeah, punt it, that's right. Punt it for a field goal. I'm just kind of assuming that's what you mean by that, because I don't really know much about American football, to be honest. We play Australian rules football here. Get cultured. Have you ever seen Australian rules football? No spider remote. Yeah, fair enough. It's nothing like rugby. It's nothing like rugby. Apparently last year, because Australian rules football was one of the only sports being played in the world, like at about this time last year, there were a lot of Americans that tuned into it and got interested in American rules footy. Sorry, American rules. Interested in Australian rules footy. It's a very different game to rugby. I can get rid of those. Yeah, check it out on YouTube if you get the chance. It's a fantastic game. I need to do. Oh, no, never mind. use my ship's intercom. So these companion gifts. Getting back to the story in a minute. I just need to clean out this all this junk. Alright, back to the story. But yeah, to answer your questions, Rhoda, about spiders. Yeah, look, you get them in your house every now and again. The worst is when, because they seem to manage to get into bathtubs or sinks or things like that, but they can't get out because the sides are too slippery.
Your vessel is in flawless condition naturally.
Yeah, yeah, just burn it down. It's not worth living in it anymore.
Do you have time for a chat with your fellow intellectuals?
We've been trying to think of the absolute perfect entry for the Luminatus Club Symposium.
Nothing we've come up with has quite the spectacular edge I'm looking for. Any ideas?
Holiday's a technological marvel and unique. Why not submit her?
No! What if they wanted to examine her, disassemble her? No, Holiday's out of the question. Still, you're on the right track. I need an unprecedented creation, something no one else could possibly be making. Yes. Perfect! I'll build a Van Drake generator. It was theorized by Dr. Gorman Van Drake centuries ago, but never realized.
Sounds good, as long as this generator has benefits beyond winning a rosette.
Well, theoretically, a Van Drake generator is an impossible machine. So who knows what a working one could do?
Besides, old Gorman Van Drake never knew about exotech, and he didn't have me to help.
A functioning Van Drake generator would prove a dozen theories, and cement my place in scientific history. Such a project! Sorry, Jedi, I really must get started.
This guy really wanted to talk to me on the ship.
Pardon my asking, but are you feeling all right? If you could eat, what would you have? In turbulent times, the first changes are often cultural. Maybe your people's customs are evolving. Such medicine would certainly induce a molt, along with vomiting, fever, and burning pain in the sinuses. Don't use too much of the herb, and eat a good meal as soon as you can.
We do have other restaurant chains here as well besides the Burrows. True blue. Yeah, that's right.
We'd like to formally apologize for keeping attestation classified from you.
Because of your stubbornness, the chance to save many lives was lost.
Don't you think? We can never forget it.
Please don't be angry with us. We're very grateful you saved the station. And think of the military funding we can get with that weapons program.
Though if we're working for peace, better not invest too heavily in war.
If you've all quite finished, the Jedi and I have matters to discuss. Alone. Thank you for protecting my Nadia. She told me you saw her outburst. I imagine you want an explanation.
You condemn the others for hiding attestation, but you were hiding Nadia's abilities from me.
I know. There's no excuse. The Republic calls them Force abilities, but to me they're Nadia's gifts. Her powers are stronger than many Jedi, but unpredictable. I hoped she would learn from you, from your experience.
I know what Nadia is going through. My own Force abilities manifested quite early.
Yes, exactly. So I knew you'd understand. Nadia's very fond of you. Please, be there for her as she gets through this. Now, Station's researchers said a Lord Kairos contacted you. Didn't he order the attack on the Fortitude where we all met?
The Sith claimed he knew everything we've done here.
That monitoring device Nadia found. It seems we do have a traitor on board.
If you've seen any of the diplomats acting suspiciously, tell me now.
I'm sorry, Jedi, but to me, everyone aboard acts strangely. Perhaps if we act normally, our guest will leave another clue. In the meantime, there may be another way for you to help the Rift Alliance. A group of our soldiers on Hoth has run into a difficult situation.
What do you mean by difficult situation?
Hoth is infested with pirates who harass our shipping lanes, so we formed a coalition force to handle them. A quick mission, we thought, but those pirates just can't be defeated, and the Republic won't spare any help.
I'll help, but the other diplomats had better appreciate it.
We can explain more when we arrive at Hoth. Until then, watch your back, Jedi.
So in summary, there's a traitor on the ship. And we have to act normal, act strange. I'm a little confused. Anyway, going to Hoth now. So let's go. Yes, Zambrero's meme. It is. I'll see if I can find a good image to go with it.
We're just getting clearance for Hoth, Jedi. Won't be a minute. The Republic has a right to be careful. The White Moor is cunning, and a vast frozen wasteland is quite the place to hide.
The Jedi archives say Hoth is the coldest inhabited planet in the galaxy. Nothing but ice and snow.
They forgot pirates, scavengers, and monsters.
The White Moor is the largest pirate band in the galaxy. A splinter group has been attacking the shipping lanes to our worlds.
And the Republic won't waste more men to save them. Fools. Now there's a risk of mutiny. Our coalition might abandon Hoth altogether.
What would you have me do?
We're giving you command of our coalition force. Find out what's happening, and get rid of those pirates so our men can come home. The only soldier still bothering to send a daily report is Lieutenant Felix Irreso, the officer in charge. He's at the Republic base.
Your soldiers might need a little Jedi discipline.
Ah, there's our clearance. Be careful, Jedi. Quite aside from the White Moor, Hoth's cold enough to freeze you solid.
So one of these guys must be the traitor, I think. Who knows?
good operation here, Jedi. But too many people. Inefficient. Can't watch them all.
Now I have you to be vigilant for me.
Consider it done. Be tough to adjust. Strange to be off Balmora, with political power. Peace will be even stranger. I reorganized the munitions locker between political briefings. More efficient now. We have more orders?
Actually, I was hoping to talk to you.
Let's chat.
About what?
Ty Corden said that Zenith is a code name. What were you called before?
Zenith will do. It's short. So... Ty Corden. You think he'll be a good president?
If Ty doesn't measure up, I'm sure other candidates could be found.
Wouldn't be easy, but possible. Ty's inauguration was still a victory. Greystar should have been there.
Is something wrong?
It's all past. Forget it.
It is probably one of my biggest gripes with this game. Because my lightsaber does the same. Obviously there. Through the robe. Yeah, I do wish they would fix that. Anyway, am I at Hoth? I am at Hoth. Let's go and find Felix Irreso. I think it's one of those things though, it's been in the game since launch. I don't reckon they're gonna change it now. Star Wars The Old Republic 2.0. I think that's why I created... I did have a gear set there, I thought. Didn't look quite so bad.
Going to Hoth, Master Jedi. The shuttle is prepped and ready. We're just waiting for clearance from the station controller to launch.
This is a frozen rock on the edge of the galaxy. How much traffic can there be?
Shh, don't make him mad. He'll detect an instrument malfunction or something, and they'll tie up my shuttle all day. There was more traffic when we started the salvage operations, but nobody's come back up in a while. Ships are probably frozen to the ground. Really? You ought to try to savor this delay. Every minute you're not freezing to death is a good one.
This is starting to sound less and less like a good idea.
There's a reason I spend most of my time up here instead of on the planet. Before I forget, you'll need this cold weather equipment. If you're lucky, you won't use it much.
Everything checks out. You are cleared for launch.
You should check in with the commander at Auric Base when we land. He'll be able to tell you a lot more about Hoth.
Yeah, I think he did. Okay, well, let's go to Hoth then. Change my camera background. Thought I had one for Hoth actually, a specific Hoth one, but no, I don't think I do. Alright, where to first? Lieutenant Irreso is up here. Let's go chat with him.
telling you, LT, getting out today is our best chance. Maybe our only chance.
Private Cree, I've noted your complaint. Twice. Now kindly put a sock in it before... Hey! See, guys? Just when it seems bleak, in walks a Jedi. Welcome.
Since you can't handle these pirates, I'm here to finish the job.
I guess you do outrank me. Lieutenant Felix Irreso reporting, sir.
So he's a Jedi. Captain Valon will just tear him apart like Daskin and Tilly's.
The private is referring to a White Maw foot soldier who became a major player overnight. When Valon and his followers started harassing the Outer Rim, they sent us in.
The LT forgot the best part, Jedi. Valon can't die.
Everything that lives dies in its time.
We even collapsed an ice tunnel on Valon. Next day, he's fighting us again.
Now he's stolen our thermal bore device. This is over. We're leaving today.
Enough back chat. All of you, dismissed. Sorry, they're getting twitchy. Valon's putting up a fight, and they'll have plans for that thermal bore device.
Your soldiers seem to believe that Valon is immortal.
Sure, Valon's tough, but no one's unstoppable. I'm more worried about the device he stole. Set that device in the wrong place, the ice shelf will crack, and this base is history. Recovering the thermal bore might help morale, but my guys won't fight Valon again.
I can bring that device back for you.
I appreciate the help. If we don't get the device back, my guys will pack up and leave. Today. According to its transponder, the device is in an old Imperial science lab. It's not far. I'll be here, trying to stop a mutiny. Watch your back around Valon, Jedi. I've seen him fight, and it's not pretty.
Okay, so we're gonna kill this guy who can't die. Sounds easy enough. Check in with Lieutenant Laskin as well.
Master Jedi, I can't tell you how glad I am you've arrived. Welcome to Auric Base. What's left of it. I'm Lieutenant Laskin. Did Republic Command send you? Did they get my distress signal?
I don't think your signal got through. The station seemed pretty calm.
You don't know? If you're not here to answer my distress call, I don't know what we're going to do. We can't hold out much longer. An explosion in one of the speeder hangars knocked out main power. Within seconds, we were under heavy Imperial fire. Our shields haven't switched to auxiliary power yet.
Who's in command here?
As the most senior officer left, I've been trying to contact Republic Command. I don't know what to do here. We still have men in the field on a critical mission. Or we did when we were attacked anyway. Between the Imperials and the cold. I don't have enough people for a search party. Please, if you could head out there. You're their only chance.
What makes you think they haven't already frozen to death?
I know it's a long shot, but the mission they were on is vital. They were headed out to check the long-range sensors. With those running again, we'd have some warning before another attack hit. If you reach them, give them these. Fresh weapons and supplies. And they might make it back. And thank you.
I think I want to use this guy.
Yes.
I need to level 4 though. Let's quickly level this guy up a little bit. Hey, welcome to the stream if you have joined me recently. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the stream. Feel free to, what did Zerata say? Put a message in the Barbie, on the Barbie. And let me know how you're going. Put a message in the chat. That's what that means.
Thank you. I mean it. 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 Thank you. I mean it.
You guys in America don't call it a barbie, do you? BBQ. Back to Hoth. What did I get him? 7. 7 I'll have to do. BBQ, yep. Or grill, okay. See, there's another chain that we have here. It's called Grilled. They do, it's like a burger place. Which one do you use more? Okay, I'm guessing it depends which part of the country you're in as to which one you would use. Grilling, okay. Yeah, we'd say we're having a barbie. This mission is telling me to search for survivors, but I don't think there are any. Cookout, okay. I've never heard that. Like we never use that here, I mean. I'll just come back to this mission. I reckon this guy is probably looking for them as well. Guy I saw flying around on the speaker. Kano Sada, yeah. I am familiar with that one. That was one of the things I made actually this weekend. My spare time, that's the other thing I love to do, is cooking. One of the things I made was a barbacoa sauce, which I know is not barbecue, but I'll next weekend marinate some beef in that, cook that up. I don't know why. Guessing I've got to click that comm panel. Let's try this travel. Boy, Adi. Sorry, I don't know what that means. Or chef, obviously, and boy. I don't know what Adi means. Sorry for my ignorance. Given up looking for survivors. Canned pasta food. Okay. No, I make real food. I don't make canned food. Oh, like SpaghettiOs. Okay. I know what that is. I've never had them before. We have those kind of things here, I guess. Alphabet soup. That kind of stuff. But no, when I say cooking, I mean not just opening a can. Way more than that. Actually, buy chilies from Mexico. There's a couple of places around here that import them. Oh, good night, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again. Back on this time next week. Have a good night.
We would be honored if you would join us.
And thanks for following too, mate. Have a good one. No, I didn't ask. He is... Oh, it's really hard to read names from here. Novatorium. From New Zealand or from the US? So I imagine it's getting pretty late in either country. Probably should be killing these guys. Oh, Australian. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna die. That's what happens when you ride through a bunch of mobs. Where am I going even? Oh. Just do that. Stealth character. God, I love them. Oh, is that a secret? I won't tell anyone. Right, what am I doing here? Gotta get to the transponder.
A Jedi. Perfect. You must be looking for me, Captain Valen. Soon to command every pirate on Hoth. But you don't have to kneel or anything.
You're pretty arrogant, aren't you?
From a Jedi. That's like an expert opinion. I was flattered. A whole coalition army sent just to kill me. But it got old, so I'm glad for something new. You know, I'm in a good mood today. Get going before I set the device off. Maybe you'll get far enough.
I'll destroy anything and everything that threatens the Republic.
Cute. I don't do threats. I'm unique. The galaxy hasn't seen a man like me since Nock Drayan wiped out half the Hutt cartel in one night. My legend's just begun. How about being the first Jedi I ever kill?
Sure. Oh, somehow managed to aggro all these guys as well. Edgy guy, me or that guy that I just killed? Captain Valen.
That coalition soldier said Valan couldn't die. Looks dead to me.
I imagine you have a lot of experience determining that, Zenith.
Yes, I do. It's too chilly to stand around. We should get the device back to Lieutenant Irreso.
I really wish I could do this one. Let's see if it activates for me this time. Yeah, real edgy guy. Maybe I put him out of his misery. Sure. Didn't seem that tough, I must say, for someone who couldn't die. So maybe the rest of the soldiers on this planet are just useless? I don't know. That should be activating. Let's see if I can change. Change instances, maybe. Let's see what that does. Shouldn't be too many people around at this time of day wanting to kill me. I'm guessing it's bugged. There's something else I'm missing. missing something? It's hard to see with all this white. Don't know. Go back to base. Gotta wait to change instances too.
Hey, you're back. With one thermal bore device, safe and sound. Maybe I can salvage this up after all. Seems Captain Valan met his match. Guess we softened him up for you, huh?
With Valen dead, I imagine you're all eager to get off this world.
Every time I turn around, my men are standing closer to the landing pad.
Put mines around it. They'll soon back off.
Thanks for your help. When my guys get back, we... Huh, that might be them now.
Thought I'd find you skulking there, Jedi. You're gonna pay for that insult. You and the Republic.
It seems I didn't hit you hard enough.
Now you never will. We just found the heat exchanger for all the Republic bases. Might have ransomed it back, too. But since you crossed me, it's history. And you all freeze.
That son of a... My men will be back from exercise soon. They can't know Valan's alive.
I saw Valen die. I felt it.
I'm not calling you a liar, but that was Valan. I'm positive. My men can't find out. I could take them to pick off Valan's scouting parties, build up their morale, but everyone will die without that heat exchanger.
There's quite enough hysteria in your unit already. Now, what are our priorities?
Priority 1 is the heat exchanger. You better take that in case Valan shows up. There's a Republic outpost here. We can use while we're tracking those scouts. Come report to us when the exchanger's safe. I don't believe in ghosts, but this is... good luck.
So, apparently he doesn't die. I'm just gonna try logging out and logging back in. See if that fixes this bugged quest. Change instance first. Just quickly log out and log back in again. Unless I am just missing something and yeah, unless I'm just missing something and it's not actually bugged. Which is quite possible as well. Travel back. See if I can find any survivors. And just double check. Checking the forums, it says I go and kill these guys. Seems to be dying really fast for some reason. Use more cooldowns. I've killed enough. I'll have to sort that out. Another day, I think. Alright, let's go on and find the heat exchange. Heat exchanger.
Greetings. You are cleared for the following travel routes.
Where do I need to go for this?
Be safe out there. Reminder. Mechanized travel.
Notice that sometimes these speeder points are not the most accurate either. I'll just head to this one first. Just reading the forums. Oh wait, it's saying I went northwest. North. Killed. Okay, let me do this one and come back. It's all the way down there.
Reminder. Mechanized travel is for official business only.
Alright, I'm definitely going back to try this. Got some coordinates that apparently worked. Worked for a bunch of other players anyway, so hopefully. Anyway, in the meantime, go to the heat exchanger. Why do I need to do this again? is going to destroy it. I'm guessing eventually I get to kill that guy. Again, probably multiple times. Bunch of these Wampers around this area, and Tauntauns. Majority of my other characters have Tauntaun mounts. Pick them up later in the game. I think I'm going... Okay, it's kind of a random spot. Yep, here we go. Head down here. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Probably should kill these guys. I haven't learned anything from last time. Right, they elevated. That's good. I'm trying to avoid these. Not like I'm looking for a fight. Just in here. I bet the other mission is going to take me into this area as well. Oh, that's alright. Come back and do it again. Imagine how long this would take without stealth. Just fly past all these guys. I seem to remember there's a heroic mission. It takes place down here as well. Right. Not entirely sure where I'm going. Oh, there it is. Right, kill pirates. I reckon I can handle that.
I'm better.
I love Zenith's little comments. Zenith or Zenith? towards Zenith anyway. Welcome to the stream, by the way, if you have just joined. Zenith. Yep. These. Then what? Face off against this guy again, probably.
Excellent. In position and right on time. Good to know we still have well-informed friends.
Imperials have no friends. Only people they haven't betrayed yet.
Now, Jedi, our orders are to freeze you in carbonite, not kill you. So kindly surrender now.
I'm afraid I'll have to decline your generous offer.
Yes, they said you might be stubborn. Get him, and hold him still, or he won't survive the carbonite!
I'm better.
No, please. I'm an engineer. I was just supervising the carbonite weapon. Please don't kill me. The informant didn't say you were some crazy super Jedi.
If you want to live, an explanation might calm me down.
This anonymous tip said you'd insulted Captain Valon. The commandos planned to use you to lure him out. They needed you as bait. Said they had to get back the armor Valon stole.
What's so special about Valon's armor?
Hoth's covered in starship wreckage. We found advanced armor in a wreck and took it to our labs. That armor has a special healing mechanism. It heals any wound. They just got it working when Valon stole it. That's all I know, I swear. Can I go?
One more question. Will this armor keep Valon alive no matter what I do?
I don't know. They said Valon's invincible while he's wearing it. I'm never coming back to Hoth. I'm getting out of it. I'm still bleeding. Please, great Jedi, could you heal me? I'll never make it to the landing pad like this.
This should help. Just be sure our paths never cross again.
They won't, I promise. Thank you. I should hurry before the snow closes in.
Before the snow closes in, it's probably too late for that. Back to Irreso. Oh, not there. Damn it. Tried to save some time, and actually while I'm here, I can do this. So apparently I have to go to 33411006. 33 1 0 0. Okay. Let's look around there. Okay. There we go. Contact the survivors. It's kind of weird. But good to know it's working.
Am I seeing things? I didn't think there was anyone else left alive on this planet.
What's the word from Auric Base? It's nothing on the comm but static. I was starting to think they pulled out and left us.
Have you been hurt?
No, just cold and sick of emergency rations.
Not that getting back to Auric Base will change that. What about our mission? We can't leave the sensors like this.
Consider it done.
Without the sensors, Auric Base is blind. They won't have any warning the Empire is coming. If you can reach the arrays, you can bring them back online. There are a lot of Imperials in the area, though.
We'd better get moving if we're not gonna freeze to death. See you back at the base.
Alrighty, get these sensors back online. Hopefully take out some Imperials on the way. Like these ones. Surprised that bug still exists actually. The post I was reading back from about this time last year. Oh no, December, January kind of time. Still, that's a long time ago. You're not? Not what, sorry? I feel like I missed something. Oh, you're not surprised? Yeah, well. There are definitely some bugs that have been around for a while. Like how my lightsaber has a shadow. Zenith's gun has a shadow, but nothing else. One to go. No need at all. Yeah, back here.
You made it! Welcome back. With the long-range sensors working again, it's starting to look like we might pull through this after all. Master Jedi, we're honored that you took the time to help us. Those men owe you their lives. Thank you.
The Jedi way is to serve.
Sir, a distress flare was just fired from the power relay.
That relay is the only reason we still have shields and heat. If the Tals defending it are being overrun...
Orders, Lieutenant?
I don't know.
Is Lieutenant your first name? For an officer, you don't seem to have any leadership skills.
I'm sorry. Please, go to the relay. If you can't hold off the Empire, send up a flare. We'll try to evacuate as much of the base as we can.
Does seem a little out of his depth. Where is this one then? Oh, off the top here. Okay. Okay, let's help out these Tals. Tals? Yep. No, well that is true. Definitely wouldn't send your best troops to this rock. What did Han Solo call it? Ice cube.
When they saw the distress flare, Auric Base thought you were about to be slaughtered.
Bit of an errand boy at the moment. Fixing communication relays. Fixing sensors. It better be worth my time. A lot of Imperials here though.
It worked! When I got a transmission from the Tals, I thought it might have been a fluke. This is fantastic.
Lieutenant, we're receiving messages on all channels. Quesh Outpost is reporting in now.
We're not alone out here anymore. Oh, this is going to be fabulous for morale.
Fabulous, you say?
Is there anything happening out there that I should know about?
Sir, I've picked up an urgent transmission from the Crescent Canyon facility. Putting it through now.
I'll admit, I didn't expect to find any civilians on Hoth. Why would anyone choose to live here?
The Ordelans were the first people on Hoth. They came here as colonists. Their facility at Crescent Canyon has the best cold weather technology on Hoth. Technology that's now in Imperial hands.
That transmission doesn't make me think they're strong allies.
They're not great soldiers, but they know Hoth and can travel in the cold to reach our more distant outposts.
Try to reach Supervisor Aldo. He's in charge of the facility. Contact me once you found him. Good luck.
No, well, they certainly don't seem like strong allies. Now, okay, it's down here. This guy, or this species, one of them was in Jabba's palace, am I right? Played the keyboard? Where are the Star Wars nerds at? I'm sure I'm right.
Republic soldiers, your base has been destroyed. You are stranded and outnumbered. Surrender to the Empire.
Joe should know.
Republic soldiers, your base has been destroyed. You are stranded and outnumbered. Surrender to the Empire. The Republic has left you alone to die, frozen in the Outer Rim. Surrender, and the Empire will get you back to the core.
That's completely ridiculous.
Those who report Republic sympathizers will be rewarded. Those who harbor the anarchists in our midst will be punished. Which would you rather be?
Have you been hurt?
The Republic stole this planet from your people. The Empire will give it back to you, if you only let us.
He needs to be stopped.
You're all alone out here. The Senate doesn't care what happens to the Outer Rim. Surrender, and you can leave Hoth alive.
Go.
Yeah, I guess it can go.
But the Empire hasn't won yet. There's still time to save your people, if you're willing to try.
A lot smaller than I thought.
The Republic has left you alone to die, frozen in the Outer Rim. Surrender,
Everyone
and
in
the Empire
Auric
will
base
get
is in
you back
danger,
to the
Lieutenant.
core.
The Empire is planning to use the Orderland's mine as a huge bomb.
What? Are you serious? I'll send everyone who can hold a blaster to your position. Try to buy us some time.
The Force will be with me.
Understood. And thanks. We have a lot of wounded and Kolto tanks. We need more time. Head into the mines and try to stop them from igniting the gas. We'll prepare for the worst. Good luck.
Oh, upgrade. these mines then down here. Yeah, I should be able to save these guys. Stop the Empire, or save Baroque Base, I should say. Stop the Empire. I can work out how to get there. I should just be able to follow this road, I think. But I won't make that mistake again. It's here? Yep. Just here.
Thank goodness I got to you in time. You're walking into a trap. The Orderlands have betrayed us.
Knew I should have sealed him
I
in.
knew I shouldn't have listened to that little blue creep.
He sent you straight into an Imperial ambush. The Orderlands have cut a deal with the Empire. They'd get this facility in exchange for handing you over.
How did you learn of this?
Well, I was hoping you'd cooperate, but I guess we'll do this the other way.
I know these people will learn not to mess with me.
Don't kill me. You've got to understand. I had no choice.
There's always a choice.
You should take responsibility for your own decisions.
The Republic is looking for some prototype that crashed here. The thing probably burned up in the atmosphere. We're never going to find it. With the Republic, the only way I leave Hoth is in a body bag. The Empire offered to ship me back to the core.
Did the Empire's offer specify you'd be alive?
It was more of a chance than what the Republic was offering me. What happens to me now?
I don't think we can have traitors in the ranks.
Damage.
No!
Definitely should have sealed that guy in though.
That's far enough. You must know by now that no backup is coming. You're all alone down here. Surrender your weapons and I'll see that you're returned to Republic space.
I came here to stop you. This won't end peacefully.
Surely you understand that this conflict is pointless? Even if you save the base, those men will die here. One lost ship is worth more to the Republic than all the soldiers on this planet. They will never leave Hoth alive.
You are a dead man. You understand me?
Very well, then. I'll make this quick and painless.
I would have thought I would have a reputation by now. But I guess not.
That was a mother of a fight. I can't believe we stopped them in time.
There was more to this than lucky timing.
The area's secure. Maybe you should let the lieutenant know the base isn't about to explode.
Alright, head back to Laskin.
Welcome back. I can't thank you enough for this. I just finished my report to Republic Command. General Ando wanted to speak with you when you returned.
Why would General Ando want to talk to me?
The base wouldn't even be standing if it weren't for you. I think he just wants to thank you. Just a moment. Lieutenant Laskin to Republic Command. General, do you read me?
Ando here. Ah, you must be the Jedi I've heard so much about. On behalf of the entire Republic, I commend you. Your actions have saved countless lives, not only on Hoth, but throughout the galaxy. Is there anything you'd like to say on this occasion?
If I hadn't come here, Auric Base would be a smoldering crater. The lieutenant should be stripped of his rank.
I have to admit, it was only good luck that you happened along. Lieutenant Laskin, you are hereby relieved of duty. You'll be leaving Auric Base on the next transport. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
I didn't ask to speak with you solely to offer congratulations, I'm afraid. We received a garbled transmission from Quesh Outpost. We suspect the signal was being jammed. The only word we could make out was Chiss.
I might be able to help you with that.
I know we've asked a lot of you already. I assure you, the Republic knows how much she owes you for this. Good luck out there. Ando out.
Oh, and a fair few credits by the looks. Okay, so I think I now can go to Outpost Crash. Yes. Well, let's go there. Check in with Major Aries. Ensign.
Well, this is a surprise. I'm sorry to say, you've just arrived in the least important outpost in the sector, Master Jedi. But we just got a break that could make this the hottest spot on Hoth. We got a message from one of the Chiss.
Aren't they allied with the Empire? What do they want?
Here, I'll let the transmission speak for itself.
Republic Outpost, do you copy? I'm under heavy fire and I haven't got much time. I've stolen a data disk of time-sensitive information from Imperial intelligence. I'm offering this to you in exchange for sanctuary. The Empire is hunting me. I don't know how long I can hold out. Send help, and I'll give you whatever you want.
You wouldn't be showing me this if you thought it was just an Imperial trick.
I think that Chiss would never choose to appear weak, even to bait a trap. He has to be desperate. If we're going to act, we have to act fast.
You want me to go rescue him, I take it?
We don't have the manpower. If anyone is going to save him, it's gotta be you. The signal came from a crashed dropship not far from here. Be careful. Bring the Chiss back if you can, but if it does look like a trap, get out.
Hey, Giant Smiths. The yellow bar, I'm assuming you're using this one here. It's essentially your resource bar. So skills, these skills each use, or some of them, so double strike uses 20 force. This one doesn't use any. This one uses 20. So it takes a bit of time for it to regenerate after you use it. If it runs out, it just means there are some skills you can't use. You have to wait for it to regenerate again. I need to go and talk to Lieutenant Irreso. I think there are what depends what class you're playing. So if you're playing, so I'm playing the Consular. If you're playing the other Jedi class, you need to use skills to build force, so to generate resource, then you spend it. I can't remember what the skill's called off the top of my head, but there are a couple of skills that will generate force when you use them. Yeah, okay, so Sentinel is one of those classes, so you'll have a couple of abilities that will generate force when you use it. Gotta kill these guys. And then once you've got force, you'll be able to use your abilities that require force. Yeah. Does that make sense?
They tracked us back here, LT. Those scouts were coordinated. Captain Valon's still alive, isn't he? You lied to us. Were you in on this, Jedi?
Yes, but I've discovered how Valon keeps surviving.
It's too late for that. We always wondered how you escaped the imps, LT. Now this? We're not gonna stay here and die.
Talk or shoot, Private. Don't try and do both, okay? You're in command, Jedi. I keep very special punishment chores for soldiers who step out of line.
Yeah, no worries, John Smiths. Glad to help.
Maybe that will teach him to respect the chain of command.
Congratulations, Kree. You get to chip ice off the comm tower's aerials for a week.
Yes, sir.
But Kree's right. We can't stop Valon. No one can.
You're jumping at shadows. Somewhere out there, Valon is laughing at you. He stole special armor that keeps him alive from an Imperial lab. Are you afraid of a scientist's toy?
So,
we would be honored
if you would this special armor. Huh. You know, we did get intel about an Imperial lab hidden nearby.
And
the
thanks for
Empire
following
was
too.
studying that armor, we might find information there.
Any laboratory good enough to work on the armor will be surrounded.
Yeah, we scouted it. There's guards and snow hides around the whole perimeter. A frontal assault would really cost us. But we could handle the guards while you get inside. Or, we could try luring them out, get them lost in the snow. Risky, but less risky than fighting. It's your call.
Draw them out into the snow. Don't fight unless you have to.
Minimal casualties, and we get to be sneaky. Outstanding. All right. We take the guards, you get in and see what you can find. I'll find you when we're clear. Everyone, get your gear. We're hitting both Valan and the Empire on this one.
I need that train across the bottom of my screen like Zerator's got. Can sort out your differences. Alright, no worries. Yeah, it was the first time I'd really seen them in action, actually. But yeah, they do look cool.
Saving this.
Guess this guy's dead then. Unemployed writer, I saw as well. There are, you can buy abilities like jump and that kind of thing as well. Yeah, nice.
The Empire got to your Chiss defector, but the data disk was still on his body.
It's just as well. I'm not sure the men really wanted a Chiss hanging around here. The data disk is the critical thing. Let's get a look at it. Lieutenant, we need this decrypted.
Yes, sir. This is from Imperial Intelligence. It looks like it's a strategic assessment of the Ortolan geothermal power station. Maps, avenues of attack.
The geothermal station is currently held by the White Maw. If the Empire takes it from them, we're in trouble.
Exactly what will happen if the Empire's plan succeeds?
Capturing the power station would give the Empire a completely self-sufficient fortified base on our doorstep. They'd be able to launch attacks from there with impunity. We'd never drive them out.
What can I do to help?
We don't have the manpower to defend that power station. Once you leave, the Empire could just take it. There's only one thing to do. Destroy it before they get there. Take these remote charges.
The Force will be with me.
It's not ideal, but we can't let the power station fall into Imperial hands.
Ouch. Now I've got to go back down here again. Alright, this might be the last mission, I think. Getting down to plant these explosive charges. For some reason I have this tutorial mission as well. Do that at some stage. This is pod racing, yes. Don't have any cool mounts on this character. Actually, I don't think I've probably only got... Actually, I take that back. I've got a bunch of mounts. I think this one just goes faster. It's always 110% of walking speed. And I need to buy... Oh, I can actually buy it now. Righto then. Back to why don't I do that? Now it doesn't matter what mount I use. Yeah, now they should have done something like that. One of my favourite mounts actually is this one. Partly because of that sound that it makes when it starts up. What else? There's like just a jetpack as well. Doesn't really suit the Jedi. This one looks big and expensive. How much is this gonna hurt if I drop? Not too bad. Yeah, that is going home. I know what you mean. Midi-chlorians off the scale. Not even Master Yoda has midi-chlorian count that high. Yep, I said it. Midi-chlorians. lightsaber through the head there. Straight ahead. I will certainly try. I don't float rider. I'm actually going to head off myself after I've finished this particular part of the mission. Finish up the stream. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Been good fun. Hope you have a fantastic day tomorrow.
Of all the power stations I've seen on Hoth, this is certainly the best. I offer my sincerest apologies. We all have hardships to endure.
That's it. Get out of the plant. Well done. I think I get to see this blow up. Not sure. Maybe not straight away. Head back to Vincent.
Our long-range sensors just picked up the explosion inside the geothermal plant. Nice work. The Imperials will be furious. I wish I could see their faces. Thank you. You've probably just saved the lives of half the soldiers on Hoth.
Remember, the Force is my ally.
There are a lot of people on Hoth who could probably use your help. Listen, I know this is asking a lot, but we've lost contact with Lieutenant Irreso at 10th Outpost. I don't know what's happened there, but I suspect they're in trouble.
the one I want. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna call it a night there. Get some sleep myself. Thanks a lot, Zerota, Unemployed Writer, Joe, for keeping that chat entertaining. And thanks to Novatorium and Giantsmiths for following today. Thanks everyone else for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day wherever you are. I'll catch you all again on the next stream. Have a good one.